Hey guys, it's Jay here. Today I'm going to talk about how to do a $500 a day on autopilot with Amazon. And I literally did this on December 2nd. I was on a flight to Tokyo and I just made a video on this where I did $1,300 while in the air on Amazon. And it's not an essentially crazy process. So I want to break it down step by step on how to build this sustainable business of how you can do $500 a day in sales or profit or $1,000 and beyond, literally on autopilot. Okay, so this is my entire process that I'm licensing out to you guys step by step. All right, now first, I want to talk about the organization calendar that I build out, and it's not incredibly crazy or difficult. So you might be thinking for yourself, as a beginner getting started, there must be so much time involved, so much effort, so many ideas and thoughts, and this is literally what I use for my calendar. As you can see here, it is basically just Google, all right, and I just input these random slots at different times of the day, even though I don't work on those at those times of the day. I just use it as reminders. I know it's very preliminary, it's very novice to do, but it's very easy and simple for me to do, and I know it'd be simple for beginners to get started with this. So I slot these specific roles and tasks that I have to do throughout the day. I have sourcing team training video, budgeting forecast, standby leads updates, what I call my leads that I'm about to buy, leads recap and forecasting our future leads. I'm selling a Walmart as well, so I have a Walmart budget and strategy session, re-reviewing if we're eliminating our distractions, financials audit. So this is literally what I do. And of course, this calendar isn't too full. I try to have to clean it up just for the video and attention purposes. But I literally just put 8 or 9 tasks a day that I have to do with the business, whether it's an inventory purchase, whether it's tracking, talking with one of my team meetings, or seeing whatever lead we should buy next, or budgeting forecast. Any simple task goes right here outside of my repeatable tasks with Amazon, right? Like seeing how much sales we're doing and whatnot. And then I just proceed about my day, about knocking through all those tasks, and then move on to the next day. And again, this doesn't take me a lot of work or a lot of time unless I have a ton of meetings lined up, which is pretty much never, okay? It's not really required to have meetings with the business. I choose to have them with my team, okay? So first things first is that organization calendar. Now, this is almost the most important part of the business when it comes to organization, and that's my orders and orders trackers, okay? So this is literally my order tracking sheet that I've used when I was at $0 per month to being at 100K per month. I haven't changed anything. Maybe will it get a bit more hectic once I start doing 200K or 300K or 500K per month? Yeah, probably. Maybe I have to create a little bit better systems around it, but this is extremely simple for beginners, even for pros who are scaling to 100K per month plus, because I've been using it and I haven't had any issues with it at all, okay? So this is what I do. I first log the date of the product that I purchased the product. I have the supplier name, the item name, the ASIN, which is that unique identifier that you need to have for Amazon to know of what product's coming inbound. Is it hazmat or not? No. What's the total purchase quantity? How much money am I spending on the product? 1,000, 2,000, 100, 5,000, whatever it may be. How many units am I buying? What email did I use to buy the product? I have my personal email, my buying emails. Sometimes I switch with different emails for different suppliers just because that's how I have it. Or sometimes I have to get multiple orders through to one supplier, so I have to use different emails so that way that they don't catch on or delete any of my orders that I made with them. Then I have my credit card, which one I used, Chase, Amex, or Capital One. Is it a subscription? Typically no. My team member, tracks the order number and the tracking number. And then I have status of whether the product delivered, arrived, in transit, or just got ordered. And that way I can track and know where all my inventory is at 24/7 of the day. And all I literally do, open up my laptop, check this in the morning to see what the status is of some of our orders that we put in. And when I go and place an order, because I do all the ordering for the business, I just come in here, I log it all through, and then I move on through. So if I place a $3,000 order or 5 $100 orders, I log them in here, and then my team member tracks all of them, and it creates it very, very simple to just look at basically on a daily basis in the morning. And it's okay if I don't look at it for a few days. I can come back on here whenever I make an order and go and do it, okay? Now, next, almost the important part when it comes to the logistics side of things, but you need a prep center. So I send all of my inventory from a supplier to a prep center, and they send it to Amazon. If I was the prep center, if I had a warehouse in my apartment or my home, or if I had a warehouse to tailor to, I wouldn't be able to travel and run this business on autopilot because I'd be managing people in a warehouse or packaging the products myself. And to me, I'd rather just pay $1 per unit or 50 cents per unit to a prep center to do all of that work for me. So what you have to do is You have to go find a prep center, typically in New Hampshire or Montana, because they're sales tax free, and you have to onboard one. And in the onboarding process is really simple. You just have to see what their communication process is. They have to get you, in their system and whatnot, and give them access to your Seller Central. And that way, whenever you have inventory getting sent there, they can just put it in the box, prep it according to Amazon's requirement, and send the inventory to one of the fulfillment centers that Amazon says to do. Okay, and it's very easy to find a prep center. Just do a simple Google search to see where you can find one. All right. Next, this is what I do when it comes down to my bulk order reach outs. So I have an email, it's called privateemail.com. Again, you could use a regular Gmail or you can use any other email out there. This company I've been working with for 3 years. When I say working with, I just have an account with them. And I don't know why I found them or why I started using them, but it's really simple to use. You just get a .com email, so it looks a little bit professional, and I get to track all of my emails in here. And when I would reach out to a supplier to buy a product in bulk, I literally just search up the supplier, I contact them via email, and I'll write a nice little email of why I want to buy in bulk, and maybe I can get a discount, or I can track all of my invoices and orders right in the email, and it makes it really, really easy. Or if it's a supplier that I can just buy from, like PetSmart or Walgreens or something like that, Zorro, Menards, then I could just go and place the order on the supplier, track it into my order sheet, and then just go about my day and wait for it to get tracked by one of my team members. All right. Next, this is one of the most important things when it comes to delegation and actually running this business on autopilot, because everything I've said so far is a little bit me hands-on. Of course, it doesn't take me hours in a day, but you want to talk about delegation, how to really kind of be hands-off in the business and not work on it 24/7. So first of all, the most important sourcing VA, and basically this VA or team member for the team does all of the product sourcing. So when I go and place those orders from a supplier and I try to find those potential listings to buy and sell, the sourcing VA does all of the work for me. And if you're a beginner, you do this yourself for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, until you can afford a sourcing VA while still paying yourself handsomely. And that way you have someone doing all that day-to-day work for you, and you basically just wake up, see what leads you have to potentially buy, and you make a decision of buying or not buying, and then going forward with that, okay? So I have 3 sourcing VAs who work for me, and they do all of the product sourcing for the business, and I just wake up, I review them, I potentially have to email a supplier to buy it in bulk, or they will do it, and then I will make a decision on whether we should buy or not and add it to our catalog, all right? Next, we have an admin VA. This is extremely important for organization. Again, the admin VA takes care of organizing these orders in our order sheet, as well as contacting the prep center to tell them what inventory is coming inbound, so the prep center doesn't get surprised when they have products coming in. But the admin VA can do pretty much anything for the business, as far as reviewing leads, paying credit card bills, contacting Amazon, speaking with Amazon, anything that could potentially pop up in the business that is confusing or a lot of bit of tedious work, the admin VA can take care of. Now, you don't need a VA for admin in the early days. You can do it yourself. I didn't get one until I was doing 50 or 60K per month in sales. So you could just stick with a sourcing VA and then eventually grow into an admin VA and hire them from the Philippines, okay? Which is very, very important. Now, this is kind of a little snapshot of my team and how we talk. And this is on WhatsApp. So again, you can use WhatsApp, Discord, whatever is easier for you. This was during New Year's, so we're saying Happy New Year's and whatnot to each other. And that way we just check in with each other. We give updates. Sometimes I have team meetings, some training videos. I send everything in here. If they have any questions or anything that pops up, they just kind of send me a message in here or a personal message. But this is a good way to team bond and team communicate. And we go through our entire process of where we're at with new leads and buying leads and trainings and whatnot, all through there, okay? Now, I want to talk about 2 leads or 2 types of leads on how you can kind of buy them, because I talked about buying them via email or buying them via, just an order website, all right? So this first product here, this Nature Made Stress Bee Complex, is zinc size 75 count. You're going to notice this isn't my own brand. This isn't, some crazy product, right? This is a Nature Made product that you can basically buy from any retailer. If you go right now, if you pause the video and you go onto Google and you type in this brand Nature Made into Google, you'll probably get Walgreens, Target, CVS, a ton of the common suppliers to buy from. Now, if you also go there, you're not going to find them for a crazy profitable price. To buy this profitable, you have to buy it for probably 20, maybe 21, maybe 19. So that way you need discounts, right? You need discounts from Walgreens, you need some, BOGOs or coupons, whatever it may be. but you just analyze and see, is there demand with the product, right? We go into our bottom chart here called Keepa, and we see, is there demand with the product? Yes. Is the competition good? Yes. Can I sell it for a good price for the next 3 or 4 months? Yes. Can I do it for 12 months? Even better, right? And once you do that, you go on the supplier search. Now, again, you're probably not going to get a wholesaler or a bulk order supplier with this because it's just such a big brand and there's a little bit, bigger competition. So a lot of the bigger sellers know about it, and if they could find it profitable via a wholesaler, they probably would. So you'd be buying this product from Walgreens, CVS. You literally just going to the website, getting a few discounts, a few coupons, stacking those together, and then placing the order hopefully for 21 or 20. And if I pull up the profit calculator here, for buying this for 21, we're making $5 profit per unit and 25% ROI. If you can get it for 20, you're making 30% ROI. And you want to try to do that and get 30 to 40 units in stock and then make a few $100s profit in the month, okay? So that's one type of lead that you can buy when it comes to getting going with Amazon. But the second type of lead, which is actually what I recommend, and I don't say just completely do one side or the other, but I recommend buying or getting to the point where you can buy these leads because it's a little bit easier, okay? So what you're noticing here is not an Amazon listing, but you're noticing some sort of product, and it's not particularly about the product, right? I know it's like a valve for plumbing and whatnot, but what's more important is we have a potential supplier where we can buy this product in bulk from. Now, I never really heard of this supplier. I found them on Google, True Tech Tools, but it's that common theme with suppliers that you see when you can reach out to and buy in bulk. Now, I don't know if this product is profitable on Amazon or if they have many products on Amazon or whatever it may be. You can see they have 477 in stock. What I would do here is I would go to their contact page or get their contact email, not their call. You can call them as well if you wanted to do that, but I'd go to get their contact email or the contact page, and I'd go into my, my private email that I have here, privateemail.com, my jaylarosa.com, and I would contact them and look to see if we can get this order in bulk. That way, because if I'm buying this potential product, I'm placing 10, 15, 20 orders to try to get to my 100 units in stock. But if I'm just contacting this supplier, I can probably get 50 or 100 or 200 units in stock with one click of the button. That way, it makes it a lot easier to track all these orders here in the sheet, and it makes it easier to just not have to work 24/7, right? It's kind of a little bit more like autopilot. You're in the e-commerce space. You're not in the the constant working space, okay? So we have a potential supplier here we can buy in bulk, reach out to, and get a lot of inventory at once. And again, this doesn't require you to be a wholesaler, have a tax permit, EIN, try to have a business and fancy warehouse. This is no difference in buying this product from here, but basically you're just reaching out to the supplier to buy it in bulk, all right? And that's the two main ways to buy products on Amazon. And when you start off, you want to have a good healthy split of buying some of these, then buying some of these, so that way you feel diverse, you feel you have good variety, and that way you're kind of hitting it on different cylinders, okay? So there's kind of the rundown when it comes to buying, tracking, and repeating the process, because the step after this really comes down to having everything organized and then just doing this time and time again. Again, you don't want to lean towards only buying, Walgreens leads or only buying bulk leads in the early days. You want to try to have your inventory go in and out as fast as possible and keeping a good variety between these two ways of buying leads. And of course, there's more ways to grow into it, adding wholesale, adding brand direct, adding different methods and possibilities. But when you're a beginner, you want to have your inventory in and out so that profit can come in, revenue can get higher, and you can continue to rinse and repeat the process, okay? So there's an entire little rundown, 12-minute rundown on how to, grow an Amazon business at $500 a day on autopilot. And if you guys like the video, as always, I'm making these every other day for the rest of your life, potentially even every day pretty soon, and gonna keep on going from there to get you guys all the information that you possibly can need when it comes to building an Amazon business. So if you like the video, as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.